Your shoes are lying to you. Every morning, you slip them on without a second thought. And every morning, they may be quietly dismantling your balance one step at a time. Most people blame their stability problems on getting older. Doctors point to inner ear decline. Physical therapists mention weakening leg muscles. But podiatrists, the specialists who spend entire careers studying what happens at the bottom of your body, say something most people never expect to hear. They say your footwear is one of the single most overlooked causes of falls in adults over 65, not black ice, not slippery bath mats, not medication side effects, your shoes, the exact pair sitting by your front door right now. And here is the open loop that should keep you watching. There is one specific shoe feature that studies show can reduce your fall risk by more than 40%, and almost no one outside of a podiatry office knows what it is. We are covering that today. But first, you need to understand why your feet became a danger zone in the first place, and when it started happening without you noticing. Think of the tallest building you have ever seen. It does not matter how precisely the architect designed every beam, how reinforced the concrete frame is, or how carefully the construction crew followed blueprints. If the foundation shifts even a fraction of an inch, the entire structure becomes dangerously unstable. Your body works on exactly the same principle. Your feet are your foundation, the only part of your body that maintains constant contact with the earth every time you stand or walk. And after the age of 65, that foundation changes in ways most people are never warned about. The fat padding in your feet, the natural cushioning that absorbs impact, begins to thin significantly. Arch height gradually drops. The tendons responsible for your foot spring and responsive snap lose elasticity and become slower to react. The peripheral nerves in your feet, which send rapid-fire sensory data to your brain about surface texture, pressure, and angle, begin transmitting those signals more slowly. Research published in the Journal of the American Geriatric Society found that clinically significant foot problems affect over 80% of adults past the age of 70, yet fewer than 1 in 3 of those adults had ever discussed it with a physician. Your feet are changing. They are sending your brain less accurate information than they used to. And when you put the wrong shoe over a foot that is already compromised, you are not just losing support, you are actively destroying the feedback loop your nervous system depends on to keep you upright. The next section reveals what is happening inside that shoe every single time you take a step. This is where things get uncomfortable. Not uncomfortable the way a tight shoe is uncomfortable. Uncomfortable because of what you are about to recognize in your own closet. Most seniors wear shoes that fall into one of 3 deeply dangerous categories, and they do not even know it. The first category is the worn-out daily shoe. You bought it 2, maybe 3 years ago. It felt exceptional when it was new. The cushioning was firm and responsive. The outsole was grippy. The heel counter cradled your ankle in a solid, stable position. But shoes wear down exactly the way car tires do. The outsole tread channels slowly fill with compressed rubber debris until they can no longer grip surfaces efficiently. The midsole foam loses its spring and collapses under repeated compression. The heel counter softens until it can no longer hold your ankle in a neutral alignment. Here's the statistic that should stop you cold. Studies have demonstrated that a shoe with only 300 to 500 miles of wear has already lost up to 40% of its original shock absorption capacity. Most seniors cannot recall the last time they bought new shoes, let alone how many miles have gone into the pair they are currently wearing. The second category is the house slipper, and this is the single most dangerous item in the average senior household. Soft, flexible, usually backless, with almost no structural sole. They feel comfortable because they demand nothing from your foot. That is precisely what makes them so hazardous. Your foot is not being supported inside a house slipper. It is floating inside a soft fabric shell with no guidance, no heel retention, and no resistance against inward or outward ankle roll. Many falls do not happen outside in bad weather. They happen on a Tuesday morning, 6 steps from the bedroom, in a pair of worn terry cloth slippers. The third category is the fashionable flat ballet flats, loafers, dress shoes with thin leather soles and no meaningful arch support. They look entirely acceptable and they feel fine over short distances. But they offer no heel differentiation from toe, which eliminates the natural rocking motion your gait mechanics depend on. Your foot strikes flat with every step, forcing your stabilizing muscles to compensate constantly. Any one of these shoe types erodes your stability over time. If you have been wearing any of them regularly, your postural muscles have already been quietly overworking. And overworked muscles fail faster when the moment that matters arrives. Coming up next, the exact 5 features that separate a safe shoe from a dangerous one. Not every expensive shoe is safe. Not every affordable shoe is dangerous. What determines fall risk at the footwear level comes down to 5 very precise structural features, and understanding them will permanently change how you shop. The first feature is outsole tread depth and pattern. You need a firm, non-compressible sole with deep, visible tread channels. Think of the grooved pattern on a quality hiking shoe, not the smooth, flat bottom of a dress loafer. Thin or smooth soles dramatically reduce the sensory feedback reaching your feet. Your nervous system makes thousands of microbalance corrections per minute based on that sensory input, and a shoe with a poor outsole is cutting the signal. The second feature is heel-to-toe drop. This is the measured height difference between your heel and your forefoot inside the shoe. For adults over 65, podiatrists consistently recommend a moderate drop of 6 to 10 millimeters. Too flat and your Achilles tendon is chronically overstretched with every step. Too high and your center of gravity shifts dangerously forward, making stumbles on uneven terrain far more likely. The third feature, and this one surprises almost everyone, is the heel counter. Right now, press your thumb firmly into the back of whatever shoes are nearest to you. If the material collapses inward under light pressure, that shoe is not protecting your ankle. A properly constructed heel counter is a rigid cup that wraps your heel and holds your ankle in neutral alignment with every single step. Without it, your ankle is making every micro correction alone. The fourth feature is toe box width. Narrow toe boxes compress the forefoot, suppress sensory nerve function, and prevent your toes from splaying naturally. That splaying motion is not incidental. It is one of your body's most important fall recovery mechanisms. When your balance shifts unexpectedly, your toes spread wide to widen your base of support. A narrow shoe prevents that response entirely. The fifth feature is closure security. Laces provide the most customized, locked-in fit when tied firmly. Velcro closures are an excellent alternative. Quick to adjust, consistent in hold. Slip-on designs with no heel retention are the highest risk closure type available. Regardless of how well padded the interior is, all 5 of these features must be present. Miss even one, and your shoe is working against your stability. But before you go shopping, you need to know which shoes to remove from your life right now. This is not a conversation about spending money. It is a conversation about avoiding a catastrophe. A fall resulting in a hip fracture costs the average American senior over $45,000 in combined medical bills, rehabilitation, and ongoing care. A professionally evaluated pair of stability shoes costs between $60 and $150. The calculation is not complicated. Pull every shoe you wear with any regularity. Daily walkers, house shoes, gardening footwear, dress shoes for occasions. Hold each one by the heel and press the toe firmly toward the ground. A structurally sound shoe should resist strongly. If it folds nearly in half with minimal resistance, the shoe has no protective integrity left. Flip it over and examine the outsole. If the tread is worn smooth anywhere, if you can see concentrated wear on one edge of the sole, or if the rubber has become hard and cracked, that shoe is finished. Now set it on a flat, level surface and step back. Look at it from directly behind. If it leans noticeably to one side, the midsole foam has collapsed unevenly, and every time you wear it, your ankle is leaning with it. Any shoe that fails even one of these 3 checks should come out of your regular rotation immediately. Podiatrists recommend replacing active walking shoes every 6 to 8 months for seniors who walk daily, or at the first sign of visible sole wear, whichever comes first. The shoes that survive your audit still need to be measured against the 5 features from the previous section. Now let us talk about what actually meets those standards. The most common question podiatrists hear after a fall risk conversation is this: what brand should I buy? The honest clinical answer is that no single brand owns senior fall prevention. What matters is construction quality in the 5 specific areas already covered. That said, certain footwear categories consistently receive high marks in clinical assessments and peer-reviewed footwear studies. Stability class athletic walking shoes from major manufacturers are a strong starting point. Look specifically for product descriptions that include the terms motion control, structured support, wide toe box, or reinforced heel counter. Those terms are not marketing language. They are engineering specifications. Diabetic footwear is another category worth serious consideration. And it is not only for diabetics. These shoes are engineered specifically for sensitive feet, with extra wide forefoot room, firm medial arch support, and deep, durable heel counters. Many Medicare Advantage plans cover one pair of diabetic footwear annually, a benefit huge numbers of eligible seniors are simply not claiming. Over-the-counter orthopedic insoles are one of the highest value fall prevention tools available without a prescription. A quality insole in the $15 to $30 range can significantly upgrade a structurally adequate shoe by restoring arch support and replacing the cushioning the midsole can no longer provide. Always shop for shoes later in the afternoon when your feet have swollen slightly to their largest daily size. Walk on both carpet and hard flooring in the store, and if an incline or ramp is available, use it. A shoe that feels steady on carpet should feel equally steady on tile. And follow this rule without exception. Never commit to breaking in a shoe that feels unstable during your first wear. A properly engineered shoe provides structural stability from step 1. Discomfort from newness is normal. Instability from newness is a warning sign you should never ignore. Your feet have carried you every step of your life. They deserve to be carried correctly in return. Balance is not something that simply disappears with age. It is something that gets stolen, quietly, gradually, by the wrong footwear, worn too long, chosen without the right information. But you now have that information. You know the 3 dangerous shoe categories to eliminate from your life. You know the 5 structural features every safe shoe must have. You know exactly how to audit what is already in your closet. And you know that the distance between a dangerous step and a safe one can literally come down to the construction of the shoe on your foot right now. If this video was useful to you, please subscribe. We publish new videos every week for adults over 60, covering the health topics that actually matter, explained in clear language that respects your intelligence. And please share this with someone in your life who needs it, because the person most at risk from the wrong shoes may never think to search for this on their own. Your next safe step starts with your very next decision. Make it the right one.